Clergy of the high churches, in the night upon one of our fronts we were attacked by a creature unknown to us. I confess, in fear I ran and hid, though it was the only reason I am able to inform you of this news. In the chaos, I saw it, its figure outlined by the raging inferno that engulfed our trenches. Thoughts raced through my head. What foul creation of Ram is this beast? Its movements were swift and unnaturally agile, like that of a spider, but with the visage of a man, aflame with wickedness. We are outmatched by this unholy abomination. I implore the high churches for guidance and protection. By the pillars, may we find salvation. Enclosed in this letter is a poor attempt to depict the horror I witnessed. I'm not an artist, but I tried my best. This was a letter sent from the front lines of Varus. It made its way up the ranks and soon was picked up by the high churches. The news was quickly spread amongst the people of Varus, that demons crawled out from the pits of Ram, aiding them in the war. And the drawing was interpreted by a Varusian artist into this. So for a while, Varusian soldiers were convinced Ram had summoned demons until the tanks started appearing more frequently. Then they realized they were mechanical. The Bishop was the first tank manufactured by Ram. After capturing and dismantling Varus golems, which were built by the dwarves, Ram figured out how they worked, mostly, and used that knowledge to build their own war machines. When it came to designing them, I was sure I wanted them to have legs, because legs are cool. The fun part of designing them came from trying to figure out how to make them fit into the setting. I thought if they had any ball joints it wouldn't really look right, so I looked at Strandbeests for reference. They are these giant wind-powered walkers made by this one artist called... yeah. And well, I don't think it's quite as mesmerizing on my designs as it only has 12 legs, but I know when I get to making bigger tanks with tons of legs it'll get all the more satisfying. It'll be a nightmare to draw, but it's gonna be worth it. For the overall shape of the tank, I took inspiration from blocky early tank designs, as that made the most sense. I think there's quite a charm to that kind of shape, and it felt very Ram-like for the designers of the tank to just say, "Make it a big brick." The tanks are also ornately decorated, not only because I think they would put a lot of effort into each and every tank, but also because they have a belief that the tanks become a vessel for their past saints, like a guardian angel of sorts, so they sort of double as a shrine to those saints. How? By shoving bits of those saints into the tank's decorations. I found these references, which are awesome. I don't know if describing these as awesome is not okay religion-wise, so sorry if it is, but I had to somehow have something like this in the world, and this gave me the perfect excuse. Just strap the remains of your religious figures onto the front of your tank in the hopes that their holiness will protect it. And the head of the turret is just the head of Yorm with a cannon sticking out of his mouth. Is it blasphemous to make the head of the god you worship into a decoration? Maybe, but it could also be seen as a form of flattery. I'd be pretty flattered if people took my decapitated... Actually, never mind. Maybe Ram has just gone a bit nuts. When it comes to the interior, I did design it on the earlier version, but I'm not happy with it yet. I'll probably revisit it. Eventually, maybe. Lastly, how does the tank work? What is its power source, and how does it move all those legs so fluidly? I'll have to cover that in another video, as there are still some kinks I have to work out. Actually, the way my tank's legs work is impossible. The Strandbeest's legs have a specific ratio to them and run off of one crankshaft, which my legs don't, because I wanted them to be able to move independently from each other and be further apart from each other than the Strandbeest's, meaning they shouldn't be possible. But listen, it's fine. I just need things to be convincing enough, not crazy about realism. If it gets in the way of a concept, I'll gladly chuck it out of the window, so I can have an excuse to draw things that I like. And I happen to like cool walking tanks spewing hellfire out of their faces. And if you like that too, I'd appreciate a like and subscribe. And thank you to all my patrons who pay for my rations for my journey into rust and trenches. Take care.